As much as they seem to be glossed over in favor of the Revelation 4 and beyond references to the church in heaven, pre-trib rapture, that kind of thing, the 7 letters to the 7 churches provide extraordinary examples of that kind of information, along with the setup for things we find in chapter 4 and beyond. In fact, as I wrote the letter to the church of as I wrote the letter to the church in Pergamos, I actually wound up discussing much of what will be discussed again in chapter 4. The setup to understanding who the elders are and the priesthood, the transition from Old Covenant to New Covenant, Jesus's place in it, the law's place in it, all of that stuff. The letter to the church of Pergamos is foundational to understanding Revelation 4. And as I'm preparing to write the letter to the church of Thyatira, it has yet another proof of the pre-trib rapture contained within it. How so? There is a great deal to this letter, which I will be writing about, but I'm going to focus on part of it here. In this video, only a small part of it. He's talking about those who hold to the doctrines of, specifically it names Jezebel. I'm not going to get into that conversation. But there's an opposite, a diametric opposite drawn to those who do not hold to that doctrine. He said, "But unto you I say, and unto the rest in Thyatira, as many as have not this doctrine, and which have not known the depths of Satan as they speak, I will put upon you none other burden. But that which ye have already hold fast till I come." What do they have already? Faith. Hold it fast till he comes. But he says, I will put upon you none other burden. So he says, you have faith. That's all I'm going to require of you. Hold fast till I come. He says, he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end. What is the work that God requires of us? This is found in John 6, which says the following. This is post the feeding of the 5,000, when the multitude followed Jesus across the water. And he says, you ate the loaves and were filled. But I say unto you, I am the true bread from heaven. This is John 6:26. Jesus answered them and said, verily, verily, I say unto you, ye seek me not because you saw the miracles, but because you did eat of the loaves and were filled. Labor not for the meat which perisheth, but for the meat which endureth unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you. For him hath God the Father sealed. They said unto him, what shall we do that we might work the works of God? Why am I going to this chapter? Because it says in the letter to the church in Thyatira, he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end. What is the work of God? Then said they unto him, what shall we do that we might work the works of God? Jesus answered and said unto them, this is the work of God, that ye believe on him who he hath sent. So the letter to the church at Thyatira says, all you need is faith. That's it. It says, but unto them and unto the rest in Thyatira, as many as have not this doctrine, speaking of Jezebel, and which have not known the depths of Satan as they speak, I will put upon you none other burden. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. Faith. He that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end. Faith. This is the work of God, that ye believe on him who he has sent. To him will I give power over the nations. There are 2 specific groups of people that are getting power over the nations, in addition to Jesus, of course, who's going to rule with a rod of iron. 2 groups of people which constitute one larger group, which is to him that overcometh will I give. Overcomers, those who believe in Jesus Christ. The overcomers in the 70th week are those who die for their faith. They are martyrs. They are going to be resurrected in the first resurrection. That is only martyrs who came to and subsequently died for said faith in the confines of the 70th week. They will live and reign with Christ 1,000 years. The other group are those who are saved by faith in the present dispensation. And they are seen in Revelation 5, singing a song of redemption to the Lamb Thou hast redeemed us unto God, hast made us kings and priests unto our God, and we shall reign on earth. Overcomers, present dispensation, believing in Christ, and in the next dispensation, the 70th week, those who come to faith and die for their faith will share the rule and reign with Christ 1,000 years also. What is this predicated upon? Faith, the work of God, that you believe on him who he has sent, and to them he will place upon them no other burden. For those of us who are overcomers in the present dispensation, which is the dispensation which those letters to the 7 churches were written in, what's he saying? He's saying, all that you have to do is believe, and I'm going to place upon you no other burden. Would it be burdensome to put them through the wrath of God? Absolutely. Because what does he say? In Matthew 11, which this is a reference to, Matthew 11, 28 and 29, he says, "Come to me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." So in the letter to the church of Thyatira, he's saying, I will put no other burden upon you. Come to me, I'm going to give you rest. No other burden. Who bears the burden? He does. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart. You shall find rest unto your souls, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. So they believe, the yoke becomes easy and the burden is light. They take that upon them. Nothing else will be added. Nothing else will be required of them. In addition to the 70th week. That will not be required of them. So this obviously will be more further developed, but in the context of Revelation and the pre-trib rapture, that is before we even get to Revelation 4, 5, 7, which address that in significantly more detail, and Revelation 8 also, which I will obviously be writing about when I get to those chapters. Conversation starts in the letter to the church of Thyatira. Faith is all that is required. And in addition to that, no further burden will be added, which means the long and short of it is no 70th week for overcomers who become overcomers within the present dispensation. And they will share the rule and reign with Christ 1,000 years, which is what we are told in the rest of that letter. So if you have any questions, comments, or feedback, let me know. But the pre-trib rapture conversation begins in the letter to the church of Thyatira, and it is expanded upon when you see the present meet the prophetic in Revelation 4, 5, 7, and 8. See you guys later.